Hello. In our work with young people, not only when we deal with the topic of racism, but in all the activities we facilitate, whether it's sports, music, or gender-based equality awareness, we always talk a lot about good treatment. At first, it may sound cheesy, and many of the young people are even embarrassed when we insist so much on making them aware of the moments during the sessions when we do something on purpose to underline the good feelings we've felt. When these reactions and emotions of uncomfortableness arise, we ask them the following questions. Why do you think it is more likely to think or say negative things about ourselves or our peers, to laugh at someone, to criticize them or criticize ourselves, instead of being proud of our qualities and say loudly and clearly how good we are in doing something or how much we love others? When was the last time you consciously did something just because it made you feel good? Not counting buying things like Nike's latest sneakers and spending money to keep up with the latest fashion. Well, just like racism, mistreatment, the opposite of good treatment, is deeply rooted in our values, attitudes, and thoughts. From an early age, we learn to value ourselves according to how others do, on different levels of society, private and public spheres, in relationship with others. And of course, this has an impact on the relationship we have with ourselves. Let's look at some examples. Characteristics such as light skin, living in a rich white neighborhood, being handsome, or being skinny, we learned will have a great impact in our lives. We will be able to find good jobs because of that and have more purchasing power. Moreover, we will feel accomplished, fulfilling the expectations imposed. And let's be honest, many of these expectations are impossible to meet. We cannot change our skin color. We cannot have the best grades in all school subjects. We cannot buy the latest model of PlayStation if our parents can barely make it till the end of the month. So what this model of society teaches us is to compete with others and with ourselves, sometimes to impossible and frustrating levels, to reach the desired position, often already subconsciously, the position of power and privilege. And the means to reach that position sometimes justify the end itself. We may be able to make people suffer, disrespect, use violence, cheat to get what we think we need. This model of individualistic race shocks with collective projects based on collaboration, shared responsibility, common long-term goals, and most of the times wins. And finally, we should not forget that mistreatment is often normalized, tolerated, or even celebrated. It is difficult to get out of this model, since although we might criticize it, even reject it in theory, we internalize it in our values and behaviors. And growing up in this kind of society becomes scaring. It may even paralyze us in the search of who we really are or who we want to be, since we are in constant deep struggle with self-worth. So why we connect good treatment with the anti-racist fight and work? Because on a larger scale, it offers a changing behavior alternative to individuals and groups, allowing them to practice and learn how to build respectful relationships based on equality with themselves and with others. Because only practice will allow them to understand good treatment in an integrated way and not only on intellectual level. Because good treatment is a form of expression of respect and love that we deserve and that we can manifest in our environment, and there is no space for building relationships on the structure of power. So if we contribute to the elimination of one of the biggest causes of racism, which is me holding whatever power I think I have, political, physical, cultural, intellectual, and use it against those who I believe, I learn that do not have that power, if we eliminate this mindset, we would be able then to eliminate racism. So let's get a bit more specific now and see how to promote good treatment in our work. We would start first on a personal level. Here we will try to internalize values and attitudes such as self-awareness, self-esteem, self-acceptance, emotional awareness, self-criticism, autonomy. For that purpose, we will use dynamics that can encourage people to reflect and tell others about their strengths and things they admire in themselves and in others. We will invite them to consciously take time for themselves and reflect on what really makes them happy. And experimenting with it, learning by doing, we after that ask them about how was the experience while taking care of their well-being, what they have learned from it. We will underline the importance of commitment, of the choice, of the responsibility we have to make it happen. To learn about nonviolent communication skills and attitudes such as empathy, appreciation for diversity, and respect, we will analyze the process of how we build relationships with others. We will do dynamics to practice active listening and learn about others' needs and feelings while at the same time expressing our own. We will be negotiating to reach common agreements, respecting the limits of each person involved. By practicing this, we may improve our ability of taking care of each other, learn about the things that are not negotiable for us and for the others, and learn how to communicate them. We can as well represent violent situations. Theater, for example, is a very powerful tool to do it. And together look on how to transform them into situations based on equality and respect, and where there is no abuse of power. In this case, the facilitators or the students themselves represent a story which is close to the student's reality and where there is a display of racism. The students propose different solutions to the problem. They observe, and by doing this, they learn about different communication strategies on how to prevent violent situations or how to act if they are victims in an abusive situation or bystanders. They learn that feeling and acting with empathy is everyone's responsibility. And it is definitely not a sign of weakness, but rather our worth that we want to contribute to this world. Finally, in order to promote good treatment at the level of the group we work with, our little society, we can start with activities that foster the cohesion among its members and increase the motivation and the trust of getting to know each other better. Our aim is to challenge a structure based on power relations and transform it into inclusive, collaborative, supportive coexistence, respecting the diverse needs and values of each member. We will go for dynamics where young people can simply enjoy being together, trust-building activities for all the group members to feel safer to communicate their own needs and feel more motivated to be part of the decision-making process. Finally, activities where the group is challenged to find a solution to a problem. Members need to negotiate with each other, understanding the differences that appear, and learn how to deal with them on the basis of respect and find a common solution. Our group learns through experience that good treatment generates more good treatment. And when this is integrated in the group, it can be extended in daily life and applied in all its levels. People realize that it's their own responsibility to build mutual appreciation and care for each other. And when tasting the well-being it generates, there is no turning back.